Hi, this is Brett Douglas of the Connecticut Alt-Right. Today's video is going to be about the Governor of Connecticut, Dan Malloy. He is at the end of his second term as governor. Well, not quite the end, a little over a year left, I believe. He has a 24% approval rating. Chances are he would not make it in a third term anyways. Massachusetts is the bordering state of Connecticut. They have Charlie Baker, a Republican governor in the most liberal state, and he has the highest approval rating of any governor. There's only one governor, I believe, that has a lower approval rating than Malloy, and that is Chris Christie in New Jersey. Since the beginning, Governor Malloy has made many mistakes. He's very, very liberal. Many companies have left Connecticut because of his policies. He's done terrible things with the gun rights for people living in Connecticut since the tragedy at Sandy Hook. There's a 10-round magazine requirement now. Nobody can have anything more than or larger than 10 rounds. And he makes it very difficult to purchase firearms in Connecticut. Now, a lot of people think that's good, but remember, that's the Second Amendment. I'm very much against that. But that's only the beginning. Now, the companies that have left, most recently, the most important one is Aetna. This isn't going to terribly affect the jobs in Connecticut. Only 250 of the executives are going to be going to New York, and they probably have plenty of money anyways. But for tax dollars, it's going to be devastating. Now, there's other companies too that were pretty significant that have left: Caterpillar, Motorola, Kraft Heinz, and now Aetna. Okay, at the beginning, Malloy signed a bill in 2012, April 25th, to repeal the death penalty in Connecticut. I think that's a mistake. Now, this not that it encourages people to commit crime, but if somebody's going to do an awful crime with no death penalty, think about it. That's not a good thing. He also did the transgender bill, which makes transgenders have a choice of which bathroom they want to use. I think that's awful. That is awful. Now, this is the one thing that really, really makes me mad. He signed an agenda stating that illegal immigrants can obtain a driver's license in Connecticut. That's terrible. So you're starting to understand, if you're not from Connecticut, why Governor Malloy's approval rating is so horrible. He's been running the state by executive order. He can't get even a temporary budget to pass. This governor has got to go. I would even hope he would leave even before his term is up. I don't know what will be left of Connecticut, but Connecticut is in a lot of trouble. It used to be the wealthiest state in the country. Now, you look in Hartford, drive through Hartford. I don't even know if I could recommend you driving through Hartford to check out how horrible it is, because it's so dangerous at night in some of these areas, especially the North End. Okay, and this doesn't have much to do with it, but he has all this liberal agenda that he keeps signing, and he has 3 sons. The names are Ben, Dan, and Sam. 2 of them have been arrested for racial slurs, armed robbery. So a person that goes after the Second Amendment has a lot of balls as far as I'm concerned when his children have been involved in armed robbery. That's something to think about there too. The last election, the person I voted for, Tom Foley, a good man, it was a very, very close election. Malloy got 49.51% of the votes and won, to Tom Foley's 48.95. Just a little over 6,000 votes, I believe he won by. Now, see, this is another thing too. He wants to raise the juvenile age from 18 to 21. Now, just think about that. We want to teach children to act like adults. Now, if you are teaching them and you give them a whole nother 3 years to be immature, that's not the right attitude as far as I'm concerned. Just about everything he does is horrible. Especially, this is the main reason why I cannot stand the man, even though I never even met him, just from something he said. He is pro all immigration. Never mind sanctuary cities, which Connecticut has. He wants to make it a sanctuary state. Now, there isn't a high population of Mexicans living in the suburbs in Connecticut, but think about what will happen when he makes it a sanctuary state, in a state that already can't even pass a budget on what would happen when all these children from Mexico and other southern countries start using our public education system. Connecticut cannot afford it. Malloy has to go. He's awful. Terrible. Possibly the worst governor ever for the state of Connecticut. Just all liberal agenda to one part of his voters. So, I can't. There's probably lots of other things to go over, but I just really wanted to let people know that Dan Malloy actually said that. He wants all immigrants, illegal paperwork, whatever, to drive, get their driver's license, and live off Connecticut's benefits, the taxpayers. So that's about it, though. Just wanted to fill you in on why our governor is so awful with such a low approval rating, and why the governor put us in such a mess through his policies. Liberalism. That's about it. Brett Douglas, the Connecticut Alt-Right. Thank you, and please give a thumbs up and subscribe.